Hey, dog people. If you're a dog trainer or dog business owner and you want to start using Instagram to market your business, but you're overwhelmed at how involved the professional side of social media is, I have a brand new free Instagram launch guide. This guide is going to take you from content consumer to content creator in just 7 days. You can download the guide at www.freedbytraining.com/launch. In this 32-page ebook, I'm going to walk you through the essential things you need to do when starting an Instagram account for your dog business, like setup, branding, creating a posting schedule, and more. There's a simple 7-day checklist included and exclusive tips from top Instagram professionals. Get an actual strategy and a clear plan to start your new dog biz Instagram account completely free. Go to www.freedbytraining.com/launch to download your copy, or click the link in the show notes. Welcome to Dog Training Bytes, the show where canine professionals share their key takeaways, big aha moments, and hardest lessons learned from working with dogs. I'm Mattison, certified dog trainer and behavior consultant, and dogs are my life. Every day I get to coach guardians and other trainers into a deeper understanding of canine behavior. But let's face it, sometimes dog training really bites. And that's okay, because when it does, we learn a lot. This podcast is all about sharing the lessons learned from experience, because the stories of when it got tough or when we made a mistake, that's when we learn the lessons worth learning. And it's time we share those with the world. I'll be talking to dog trainers and other pet professionals about times that working with dogs, well, bit. Not literally. Maybe literally. What's most important here on this show, what did they walk away with? What did they learn? How did it shape their approach today? Welcome to Dog Training Bytes, the show where pet professionals share personal lessons that you won't find in any textbook. On our first episode of Dog Training Bytes, I'm going to be talking to my colleague, mentor, bestie, and co-host, Jerri Scherff. Known on the internet as Sailor Jerri the Dog Trainer, Jerri is a certified professional dog trainer who, after 18 years, stepped away from her career as a veterinary technician and started Tulsa Pack Athletics in October 2020. The Tulsa Pack Athletics Cooperative stands as a beacon of authenticity and value-driven work in our industry, providing education and guidance to trainers from around the world, and through that community, providing high-quality and accessible behavior training for pet dogs anywhere. Together with her American Bully Enzo, Jerri shows up daily for free to educate owners on how to meet their dog's needs while building a stronger relationship through the power of her movement called the open-minded approach. Hey, bud. Finally got you
Dude,
here.
what was that introduction? I used to feel weird when people would introduce me on podcasts because I was like, well, that's all probably not true. But that felt really good to hear all of that. Like, I
It's
feel
all
settled
true.
in my soul to have heard that. It feels really good. Thank you for saying that.
I think a lot has, shifted and changed even in the last year for just what you're doing and putting out there and providing and the community and the cooperative and all of that. I think things have grown and evolved in an exponential way over the last few months.
Well, thank you. You're part of that. And certainly many of my mental breakdowns are part of that. But I
Well,
think, but I
comes
think
along with the creative
really,
genius, right?
I guess so. I guess so. But I think I changed. I saw that the future of Tulsa Pack is linked to my ability to see myself accurately
Mm.
and to have humility and say when I'm wrong, because I talk a lot of shit. And I think people don't realize why I do that. Yes, it's for advocacy, but it's also to keep myself accountable and
Mhm.
to not be what I'm saying. So I think it's
Yeah,
grown and we're headed in the direction of the rockets to the sky.
that's what I like to hear. So I want you to tell the dog people out there who might not know about your incredible best friend slash business partner slash icon, Enzo, and maybe about our boyfriend too.
Mm. Enzo is really special, and everybody says that about their dog, but I wanna qualify why he is special. When you stand in Enzo's presence, it's incredible. It's every single thing that you want to feel when you look down at a dog. He carries himself with confidence. He's ready to play at any moment in any situation. He's ready to go.
He's
He
steady, but he's
also
still fun.
He's steady,
Mhm.
but he's fun. I can count on him like I count on a friend, like a
Yeah.
human friend. And that is not because of some sort of magical thing that was bestowed upon him or upon me. It's because we spend a lot of time together and I want him to be who he is. I
Hmm.
don't want to be a puppeteer. I want to be his best friend. I want to be his showman.
Hmm.
I want to come out and introduce him so he could go on stage at the Apollo. He's great. And I think when
The
people are
master of
around him,
ceremonies.
that's right. I'm the master of ceremonies for Enzo's life. And when people are around him, they can feel that. They can feel that. And it's just so inspiring because I'm not
Yes.
doing anything special. I throw food. I throw
But he
food. I
he
have a
he makes you look
leash.
good.
Yeah. And he is just,
No,
I
I know
mean,
that you've worked
even
very, very hard for that with him. That is
thank
daily. It's
you.
daily discipline
Even a
for
walk
you.
around the block for yeah, even a day, it's daily discipline for me. And he reminds me it's
Yeah.
time for us to do these certain things, and I love that about him.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's not the only one. He's not the only animal in your pack. You've got kind of a multi-species situation, even though they're not all cohabitating in a traditional way. I guess you got two others, right?
Yeah, I've got Drop Dead Fred.
It's
he's
our boy.
my he's my billy goat, and the reason that I smell so bad sometimes, I didn't.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
not every time.
not every time, but sometimes. He's taught me so much about really, really kind of coexisting with an animal the way that it is. Because
Right.
dogs, we have quite a bit of say over, I think. They're a bit more agreeable. That's a better way to say that. Dogs are a little more agreeable than billy goats.
Yeah, but you leave
And
the world of canines and you don't experience that.
yeah, when you get out of
Horses and dogs,
predators,
I
yeah,
think.
and you get into prey animals,
Hmm.
and there's JB, he's the thoroughbred. Because
Yep.
if you thoroughbred, I think probably there's something off with you. You're off. He's a little hot, but again, it's another completely beautiful learning experience, and it's the way that I connect most with my daughter, and it's the way that I intend to connect my business, to
Hmm.
where it's about more animals and
Hmm.
more information for people, for Layla. So one day she can step up and carry this on. That's my daughter. She's 13. She's a barrel racer. And that is who JB really belongs to. But I take care of him. And it's enriched my life in ways I can't explain, to just make my day about making the rounds with the animals. There's
Yeah.
quietness in that, and discipline,
Hmm.
and nobody's there to tell me I did a good job. It's just us, and I just have to show up.
Yeah, because it has to get done, but it's one of those jobs that feels good for doing it.
Especially for me, it feels good after winter when that's over. I've been studying neuroscience a lot, and I figured out that scientists now know kind of where willpower comes from in your brain and how you grow that and how it
Hmm.
increases. And it's by doing hard things that you really don't enjoy. And I don't like being in the cold. And after winter is over and I've fulfilled my commitments to them, I just feel so much closer to them. Like, you guys, we made it through the Kansas winter. We made it. I showed up every day. I did. And in this winter, I've even been saying things like, oh, it's nice outside and it's 30.
Oh,
I'm like, ooh, this balmy day. It's given me a new
you're
appreciation.
habituating,
I'm habituating. That's right. And that I wouldn't have had that without them.
right?
And so I like that. I like stuff like that, it adds to my life. It builds my
I
character.
like that too. All right, friends. So, what is the tale? I'm flying blind here. What's the tale that you brought to share with the dog people out there?
So I have this client, Sarah. She just finished with me probably actually about a couple months ago. And she has a mastiff, large mastiff mix named Star, and they live in what she describes as terrifyingly cold Alberta.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And she came to me because her and her partner wanted to integrate their households and be together. And, there's this love story that gets brought to you. And this happens for so many people. This is why I want to share this story. It seems like there's all of these things that you could do to the dogs to make this situation happen, right? And in people's minds, it's like, oh, if we just do this, and we do it the right way, it's going to be great. And it's going to be, what happens when you can't do it the right way because you're not there as a person. What happens to those people? And so, Sarah, I want to tell this story because I want people, this is a story about hope and about discipline and about perseverance. It's definitely going to make me cry. I can already feel that coming.
Oh, that's
But when
okay.
I first started watching Sarah and Star, and I'm like, okay, these are our goals. Like, let's go. I realized something. There was something off in their body language together. And it took me about a week, and I wanted to be sure that I was giving her the right instruction and that I was seeing what I really thought I was seeing. What happens when what you're doing by definition is weirding your dog the fuck out? How do you have that conversation with people? How do you tell someone that their movements are peculiar and that their dog, like, that is some sensitive shit. You can hurt someone's feelings. You can give them a complex.
Yeah,
You're highlighting
absolutely.
and maybe an insecurity that they have. And so I thought about it very carefully, and I had to come up with a way, and it taught me something. It gave me something. Is why I'm telling this story. Sarah gave me of how do I communicate to this person that I need to work with them for just a second, and I need to teach them what it's like to stand casually and to not have movements that might weird their dog out, and to look at a grown woman and be like, "Hey, will you mimic my body movements because what you're doing is a little bit strange?" And I just want to, do you know the courage and the bravery that took for her to hear that
Yeah.
and to change? Like, she is so special to me. And I worked with her for a while, for probably about 8 weeks. And what had happened was she was not with her partner. It was her and her son and Star. Her son is one of the most hilarious human beings I've ever seen, by the way. His name is Micah. Shout out Micah.
Oh, now I
Yeah,
know
that Micah.
exactly who you're talking about.
Yes.
He is a star. He
Mama,
is.
mama, 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 bad. That's Mike. He's
He
a star.
brought he brought everything we needed to that
He
process.
really did.
Yeah.
And she is a kind and patient mother, and
Oh
she's
my
a kind and
gosh.
patient human being.
She's a teacher. Like, her energy in speaking with people is teaching, is educating, is nurturing. Just
Mhm.
in I could see it in every conversation, every interaction. And so I imagine that that impacted her being receptive to learning a new way, which can be difficult, but it's a whole new language. And if you don't know the impact that your body language can have on a dog and how they receive your communication, then you just don't know. How would you know? It would be like
Yeah, we
somebody who only speaks English expecting them to know the difference between Spanish and Portuguese.
mhm.
If they've never, encountered this before, how would they be able to pick up on that nuanced difference in detail? Because that's what it is. It's pretty nuanced stuff. I think for you to have even caught that is, maybe not something that would have been picked up on through more traditional training versus the daily virtual video that you do with your clients.
So whenever I taught Coco Garcia the daily thing, she taught me this. She
Mm,
taught me how to really watch the
mhm.
person's body language. She's like, "You don't understand how much it matters. One movement, one weird pause, moving too slow, moving too fast." In virtual training, I mean, man, I know you probably do it too. I
We get
take
to
that
slow it
scrubber.
down.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
take the scrubber and I roll like fast just to see a dog's tail. I'll just be like, I want to see what the tail's doing, and I'll move it and time lapse the whole video. It's incredible. So, what ended up happening with her, you were involved and you don't know it, but I never taught Star how to use the crate. I never taught Sarah. I asked her to
Mm,
watch the crate course, and
mhm.
she never said one word to me about it again. She just kept showing me the progress. And
Nice.
probably within 2 weeks, Star was loving her
Like hanging
crate,
out.
going in
Yeah,
it,
hanging out
hanging
in there.
out.
Yeah, this is my
Yeah.
space, this is my place.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It was definitely a little teamwork on that one,
I
and
love that.
she was able to bring her other dog, who she had moved out of the house because she was afraid that Star would continue to try to, attack him, and he's back now. He's a little
Wow.
Pekingese named Jethro, and he's back. Yeah, and
I just
they
got all
are
the
doing,
goosies,
I
all the
know,
chills.
they're
Ugh.
doing fantastic. Her and her partner decided that they don't want to put that on their relationship to try to intermingle, integrate their house right now with the other dogs that would be coming in because it wouldn't be healthy for them. I mean, watching people make healthy decisions about their future and invest in long-term goals is like I can't even, like,
Y
Mattison, I used to just drink whiskey all day long. You know what I'm saying? Like, when
and
this
now you're out
happens
here
to me,
changing
I think,
lives.
oh my God, I think, oh, just something you said before we started recording just really stuck with me because it's just the way I feel. Like I could do this for the rest of my life and feel like I've still net it all back. I
Yeah.
could do this every day for the rest of my life and still feel like I owe because of my past, and so every little tiny one is just,
I
you
feel
know,
that. I
yeah.
feel that. I
Get
do.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the
Yeah.
ones that you can look at. I mean, look at Jordan and Asuka, right? With
Oh
the
my
post that she
God.
just made of where she was a year ago. And I
Lilo and
think of
Rebecca, like
and
all these,
Crystal and
oh,
Luna, and
yeah.
I just think of all these family units that have
Yeah.
in 6 months, in a year, none of this is overnight work, and
Yeah.
nobody around these parts are promising that. But to see the change that can happen when you open yourself up to a new process, learning some new things, trying some new
Mhm.
things, showing
Mhm.
up with consistency and discipline, being willing to give it 3 months, 6 months, a year, to really be willing to see the results of that. It's honestly it's so powerful.
It's so powerful. I love watching people let go of external things. I love watching people let go of blame.
Oh
I
my
I love
gosh.
watching people let go of guilt and
Mhm.
shame and blame and all the things that people want to do to kind of make this problem something where they either don't have to be accountable or they're like totally fully responsible, which that also doesn't make sense. It's the process I think right sizes everyone,
Yeah.
and that feels really good to me.
So, this isn't a story from a decade ago, but what did you walk away from this particular client with that would impact how you would start a new client tomorrow? Like someone with a similar situation, obviously like different dogs, but a similar situation came across your new clients, and I'm sure it will again soon, how might you approach that differently with kind of taking what you gained from that experience?
I already knew this before, but it validated in me that you are responsible for the people that walk across your path, that ask for
Mhm.
help.
Mhm.
And not, this makes me so emotional. You are responsible. Your hand is out. You are a dog trainer. You are responsible. And when you put your hand out and they grab it, they're not grabbing your dog knowledge. That's obvious. That's the
No.
obvious
They
part.
need guidance. They
They
need
need
a
you.
guide.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they need you to tell them the truth.
Mm,
And
mhm.
you have to find a way to do it really compassionately, but also to hold the line for them. Because if you placate people and if you try to ingratiate yourself to them by niceties, that's not what you're there for. You never know if that person's life hinges on that change, if their forward progress hinges on their singular decision to be brave and reach out to you. That's
Mhm.
their job, right? So they reach out and you grab their hand and you just don't know if that's a turning point in their life. Do not drop the ball for them. Do not make it about, oh, you didn't listen to me and this isn't, if they didn't listen to you, you need to back up and find out
And find the reason.
find the
Mhm.
reason. Maybe you guys aren't close like that yet. Like I talk to my clients every day. You talk to your clients every day. I am close with them.
Mhm.
By the end of the month, it's like I can say anything, they can say anything. I mean, they could the whole time, but what I really took away from that was that something as seemingly small as problems with a dog could be the door that opens up to them changing so many other things about their, and that
Yeah.
is such a beautiful, beautiful responsibility to have. There's no downside to it. There's no downside. You just
No,
show up and you do
it
your
makes it
job.
easy for me to
Mhm.
show up every day and do my job
Mhm.
because it is a like you said, it's a responsibility I feel honored to have. Genuinely. It fires me up every day.
Yeah,
I know you
being of
feel the same.
service. Exactly, I feel the same way. Being of service, paying it forward, giving back what you were freely given, all of those concepts in recovery apply to any kind of recovery.
Yeah.
Any kind.
Absolutely. All right, Jerry, is there anything else you'd like the listeners to know about you or what you're working on right now?
What I would like the listeners to know about me is I don't say it enough. Tulsa Pack is much bigger than everybody realizes or understands. And
Mhm.
I'm saying it and I'm proud of it. We have a really phenomenal apprenticeship and mentorship program here that really almost takes people, what is it, maybe almost 6 months to complete, 5 months. If they did,
No,
mine and yours,
I think you're right. I think it's closer to
you
6,
can
and then
get
we're building a new internship
CEs.
opportunity. Yeah, yeah, CEUs are available. There's really a lot for education and experience. Yeah.
Yeah, we're building a pathway for people to become professional gold standard dog trainers with community support, with continuing education, with a system of accountability where
Mhm,
we all keep up with our education, we all keep up with the community. It's a real change in the dog world, and I want people to understand that it is a movement about us growing and changing as human beings so that we can be better stewards for our dogs. It's not about some weird cult where we all come and learn to do the exact movements that Jerri's doing. Like, that's why you guys don't see me training a lot on social media, because that's not, I want us to all bring out who we are
yeah.
and how we want to do it. And then give people kind of a loose set of parameters for how to do that. That's easy entry,
Mhm,
accessible, affordable,
mhm.
and we can make real changes in the world if we drop this bullshit of, I am a dog trainer and look at all these cool things I can do and you can come to me and I'm going to do this performance. Like, what is even happening?
Yeah.
What needs to happen is that we developed community-based programs and organizations so that people can be involved in this as a lifestyle. It's
Yep.
not it's not like, oh, I'm going to train my dog and then it occurs, and then it's like saying you're going to parent your kid and then you do it for a month
And then I'm done.
and then I'm done. Like, what are you talking? This this is a
Child parented.
lifelong endeavor. Yeah, this is a lifelong endeavor. We need lifelong.
I agree. Well, you can connect with Jerri on Instagram at Sailor Jerri the Dog Trainer, and you can find more information on Tulsa Pack and a link to work with her in the show notes. Thanks for joining us in the world of Dog Training Bites, where every challenge brings a lesson worth sinking our teeth into. See you next time. Dog Training Bites was created, produced, and edited by Mattison Simpson. You can connect with me on Instagram at Dog Training Bytes, that's BYTES, and at Freed by Training. For information on today's guest and resources for help with your dog or dog training education, visit www.dogtrainingbytes.stream. Looking for more? Listen to my other show, Unpacked, a clinical dog training podcast co-hosted by Sailor Jerri the Dog Trainer and produced by Straight Up Dog Talk LLC.